But that black line shows what a food supply should be in a country if they allow for a good, stable, secure, nutritional diet for every person in that country. Any dot above that line, and you'll quickly notice that that includes most countries in the world, represents unnecessary surplus and is likely to reflect levels of waste in each country.
Food waste has become a very serious global concern. It not only hurts the economy, but it also hurts the planet. It is estimated by World Watch Institute, a research organization that monitors energy, that about 1.3 billion tons of food is wasted each year. This waste occurs anywhere and everywhere that food is present, in the farmers' fields, in production, in restaurants, and also in our homes. It occurs in developed countries as well as developing countries. Every time that food is wasted, at the same time valuable resources are also wasted. Rivers become polluted, methane emissions increase, there is a loss of biodiversity, and more pressure is put on landfills. In order to put an end to this exorbitant food waste, it's important for people to start realizing that this is a huge global concern, and it must be dealt with at all levels of the food chain. At farm level, food waste falls into two categories. The first being food harvested, and the second being food lost between harvest and production. Many specific reasons as to why food waste occurs in the farm. Some of those reasons being: the produce may not be harvested due to damage from pests, insects, diseases, and weather. It may not be harvested due to the farm's economic situation. If the market prices are too low, food growers may leave some of their crops to rot and die. This will save them money, however, it will also waste full crops. Labor shortages also often occur and have resulted in $140 million in crop losses in 2011. In the past 10 years, much has been done to diminish food waste during harvest. Farmer markets are allowing growers to sell good quality products that might not meet our superficial criteria.
Rapid advances in science and technology present exciting possibilities that could revolutionize rice farming. Erie and its partners are now working to ensure that rice crops can adapt to rising temperature, flooding, salinization, and drought, and to reduce rice farming's impact on the environment by helping farmers optimize fertilizer and pesticide use, and also reduce greenhouse gas emissions from rice fields.
The food industry is a major culprit for food waste. It is not only the business people who are careless and waste food, but it's also the consumer.
The problem is, they just threw like 1,000,000 things like food and trash in the dumpster, and they're supposed to put the trash inside the trash can, and they're supposed to put the food scraps and just like the food that's rotten inside the compost.
In order for food to be sold, it must follow a very strict criteria. It goes as follows. The expectation of cosmetic perfection, such as being a perfect shape, a perfect size, and the perfect color. All food must be an average size, and if in a package, the size must not be too large or too small. Food must always be fresh and available up until closing. Therefore, the food that is not fresh will get thrown out. All food must be thrown out if it has passed its sell-by date, which is not regulated by the law and is therefore not always correct or true. All food must not be damaged or must not be an unpopular item, otherwise it will be thrown out.
In such a consumeristic society where we want perfect tomatoes that don't have a little blemish on them, and so if they don't look beautiful, you know, they're taken off the shelves and they're put in the garbage.
The food industry has become a huge problem in regards to food waste. We need to start encouraging business people and consumers alike to stop thinking like this. This IKEA breakfast looks so good.
entry instead. Ew, but it has a spot on it. I'm not gonna eat that.
Because the result is to diminish food waste in the food industry, we can
Doug Ronch, who used to be the president of Trader Joe's, has come up with a way that might prevent some of that food from going to waste. Ronch's project is called The Daily Table, which is set to open next year in Dorchester, Massachusetts. Most food that gets thrown out at the grocery store has passed the sell-by date, which can sometimes be inaccurate depending on how the product is stored. Also, farmers dispose of produce that has cosmetic abnormalities because they won't be able to sell it. The Daily Table will use that produce to prepare fresh food to be sold at affordable prices.
The basic philosophy of Food Not Bombs is that everyone can eat for free if they want. We have arranged, and around the world, Food Not Bombs collects leftover food that would normally be thrown out. We have the support of the marketeers who give us the food that they cannot carry over for a couple of days and sell anymore, but it's still good food. And we make organic vegan dishes to take out to a street kitchen. It's a non-exclusive street kitchen. Anyone can come and eat, but it does service the, we serve the homeless, and needy very much as well.
It's fresh, it's tasty, it's organic. We know it comes from the Victoria market, and it's always very tasty, and you just know it's good for you. I mean, your body's telling you that when you eat it.
Lastly, food waste also occurs very often in the home. It is estimated that the average American spends around $1,500 a month on food, yet they're wasting at least 30% of it. Reasons for such a large extent of food waste in the home is due to food is always cheap and always available. Therefore, there's little value put on the food itself and where it actually comes from. Also, people often impulse and bulk buy food, which leads to food being uneaten or regretted, and therefore
dumpster diving is a very popular method, and it's basically going into the trash and collecting food that's been thrown out. So, I found a bag full of fresh bread.
In Kerala's capital, Trivandrum, a company called Biotech is equipping homes and businesses with the means to produce their own sustainable energy from waste. Liquid petroleum gas, or LPG, is the most common source of cooking fuel and costs about 100 rupees, or £1 a week. But by installing a biogas tank in their home, residents like Sahadavan can save money and help clean up the environment. This gas is then fed back into the householder's kitchen.
Clean, without any smell, and it's completely burnt. No much carbon, no smoke. It's a beautiful system.
Any kind of fruit and vegetable peelings, eggshells, coffee grounds and filters, that sort of thing, can all go in your compost. Leaf bins are a great way to handle fall leaves. If you don't have a lot of grass clippings or green materials to go with them, they will compost by themselves. They take longer. But if you pile up leaves and you wait about a year, you get some fabulous compost down in there. Your kitchen waste, it's real handy to use a bucket like this. It's an ice cream bucket. First you have to eat the ice cream, which is a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. But your coffee filters and grounds and all your other kitchen waste.
No!
They were going to put all this food underground in a landfill.
No!
Do you want to keep it?
Yeah.
As you can see, food waste is seriously affecting our environment and all different types of economies and societies found around the world. It is up to us, the people, to become aware of this issue and begin combating food waste. Starting at harvest, we need to start revising aesthetic standards and practice farm-level food recovery. In store, we must improve and regulate sell-by dates. In food operations, we must improve planning, audit waste, and encourage guests to take home food. At home, we must simply be aware of how easily food can spoil and become unwanted. and buy accordingly with a set plan in place. If we don't begin to change our wasteful habits, then people all around the world will continue to starve and go without food. IFAD President Mwanzi says it best.